This is a book right here, written by President Donald Trump, The Way to the Top, Trump. You can buy this ebook for $11.99 or $9.11 backwards, but don't let that get in your way, right? Let's look at a few things. 4 people have given me sound nuggets of wisdom that have helped me keep my business in perspective. When I was 19, I complained to David Geffen about some other people and blah, blah, blah. David turned to me and said, "You don't need to be a racehorse, blah, blah, blah." But look at this. One day, when my Kabbalah teacher, Eitan Yardini, asked how I was doing, I told him I needed a break. I was thoroughly exhausted, overwhelmed, and overworked. His Kabbalah teacher, that's Ben right out there. Where was that when he was vetted? Where was that when people were talking about it? Who was telling you about this crap? Exactly. What is the Kabbalah?
Well, you know, the biggest change I've seen in Congress is Israel literally owned Congress. You understand that 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And it was so powerful. It was so powerful. And today it's almost the opposite. You have between AOC and Omar and these people that hate Israel. They hate it with a passion. They're controlling Congress, and Israel is not a force in Congress anymore. It's just amazing. I've never seen such a change. And we're not talking about over a very long period of time, but I think you know exactly what I'm saying. They had such power. Israel had such power, and rightfully, over Congress, and now it doesn't. It's incredible, actually.
Last month, I also took an action endorsed unanimously by the U.S. Senate just months before. I recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Shortly afterwards, dozens of countries voted in the United Nations General Assembly against America's sovereign right to make this decision.
One thing, in fact, we can just see there, just let me stop by saying we see President Trump there wearing a skull cap, a kippah, in fact, as it's known in Hebrew, being taken to the Western Wall by the ultra-Orthodox rabbi in charge of the location. And clearly he's been asked to look at text as such, explaining the importance of the wall. What is also very interesting for viewers is the fact that he's actually standing with his wife, because men and women are actually separated in front of the wall, and clearly we can see that they're not right in front of the wall, they're quite a few metres back in a general common area. And as I was saying earlier, this is an area almost crammed full to its brim with both tourists and Jewish pilgrims. And Doug Herbert, our international affairs commentator, as we were saying earlier, this is a very controversial side trip to make. In fact, his administration got into a bit of hot water in the last few weeks because they talked about the Western Wall actually not being present in Israel, something which, of course, the Israelis...
Exactly. What it means to them, here we see in front of us Donald Trump actually approaching the walls, putting his hand on those ancient stones. They're very smooth down the bottom, where hundreds of people for thousands of people for hundreds of years have put their hands there and prayed there. And he is doing that. Normally, when people who are not the President of the United States go, it's very crowded. It's been completely cleared of people so that he can have this private moment of prayer at this site that is holy for Jews. And so we see his wife on the other side, her hands also on these ancient stones. We see the President of the United States putting a note in the wall. This is something that you do, a note you write for God, a wish that you have that you want fulfilled. The last time that we saw an American president do this, before he was the president, when he was just a candidate, Barack Obama did this, and someone then found the note, took it out and published what he'd written.
And on the other side, we have 3 symbols. Very happy to announce that the Mikdash Educational Center just produced a new Cyrus Trump temple coin. This special coin was produced and minted for the 70 years of the independence of the State of Israel, and to honor and praise President Donald Trump, who promised, but not only promised, also fulfilled this promise, and next week will move the American embassy to Jerusalem. Charged me to build him a house in Jerusalem. The candelabra was always the symbol of the State of Israel. President Trump is starting a prophetic process by moving the American embassy to Jerusalem. Just like King Cyrus 2,500 years ago said, he charged me to build a house in Jerusalem. Here again, President Trump is building a house in Jerusalem.